welcome to the Insight Podcast. I am your host, Daniel El-Tahir, the social media and marketing specialist here at Sentinel Technologies. Today is a very exciting special edition of the Insight Podcast, and it is sponsored by Dell Technologies. Today, I have with me 4 guests, a truly excellent group, and here they are. Please welcome Mr. John Morgan, Director of Operations IT Solutions here at Sentinel Technologies. Welcome, John.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Linda Raimondo, the new Partner Account Manager from Dell Technologies. Welcome, Linda.
Morning.
Mr. Geoff Woodhouse, Solution Architect here at Sentinel Technologies.
Good morning, everyone.
And last but not least, Ferdinand Camacho, Senior System Engineer with Dell Technologies. Welcome.
Morning, everyone. Happy to be here.
Glad to have you all. It is very exciting. The focus of today's episode is Better Together, how Sentinel Technologies and Dell Technologies collaborate together to provide customers with the best solutions possible. We'll talk a bit about tech profile, the process, and more. So let's kick things off. John, I know you wanted to say a little something. Please dive right in.
Perfect. Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, it's been an interesting 10-year run, actually, with Dell EMC and our partnership together. So, and actually, I think I'm wrong on that. I think it's been over 15 years now. It started around 04 and 05. And really across that time, one of the things that we've done is jointly co-sell together. And what I mean by that is you've got Geoff Woodhouse, who's one of our solution architects, and Fernando, who's one of the system engineers from Dell. And together we go ahead and jointly propose solutions for our customers and work together. And really across that time, it's not just been across the hardware platform, it's also been across the software solution selling platform for Dell as well. So really excited to be here and hear a little bit more about the tech profile.
Excellent. So Sentinel is a top platinum partner across the board, certifications across the board with Dell. So John, you just mentioned it. Linda, maybe you can elaborate a little bit more on the relationship between Dell and Sentinel.
Yeah, happy to do so. So just like you said, Sentinel is a platinum partner, growing in the region, strong relationships with all of the different teams here over at Dell Technologies. They have certifications, everything from converged infrastructure to server certifications and storage certifications and more. So they're really an excellent partner, trusted advisor, and truthfully, they're a great partner for Dell Technologies. Again, like John said, better together for sure.
Excellent, excellent. Now, Mr. Ferdinand, I know you've been telling us you were going to mention the tech profile and how Sentinel and Dell collaborate to offer the best solutions possible. So maybe you can explain exactly what this process is and how Dell and Sentinel collaborate together on this.
Absolutely. So first of all, let me just give you a little bit of background on myself. So I am a senior systems engineer with Dell EMC. I've been with the company for just a little over 2.5 years. But I have over 20 years of experience in the IT industry. And, prior to joining Dell Technologies, in my most recent role that I held, I was an IT systems manager for a global steel manufacturing company. And in that previous role, I was tasked with, modernizing that IT infrastructure using best in breed technology. And one of the biggest reasons why I left my previous company was my innate desire to experience that type of IT transformation more frequently in my career. And, as you guys know, Dell EMC is an end-to-end data center company, and we partner with clients using that deliverable you just mentioned called the technology profile. And in this exercise, and what I'd like to do is share my screen. Would you guys mind if I shared my screen and gave you an example as we were talking? Perfect. Let me share this screen real quick, and as I kind of talk through it, you guys will have a visual. Can you guys see the screen?
Beautiful.
We can.
Perfect. So what I wanted to mention was in this exercise, we create a technology strategy, right? And help enable that next level digital transformation, whether that be all in one phase or if you're going to do it in logical stages, we can accomplish that. And I look at the data center as one big puzzle, right? Some of the pieces fit great together. Other pieces in the beginning seem like they fit at first glance until the larger picture comes into focus. And this is why we like to take a holistic approach to the data center. And so this exercise, what you're seeing me display on the screen, in less than an hour, we will capture your IT environment and the initiatives on a whiteboard. And it's going to include the 7 components that you're seeing on the screen now. The upper section is geography. We'll capture critical applications. We'll capture that compute or server environment, networking, connectivity. We'll capture storage. And we'll also capture data protection or backup. We also capture those business initiatives that mean the most to you, the customer, right? And we make sense of them in terms of priority and need. What happens after that is a couple of weeks later, so I'll take that information, I'll ingest it, and a couple of weeks later, I'll return with recommendations that align technology to those critical business initiatives that you had. It takes the form of a working Visio document that allows the team to engage and really re-engage without rehashing the environment. And this document is the customer's property that they can then use to communicate their environment internally or any potential solutions up the chain as we start to have that dialogue. And Sentinel is a great partner of ours and is involved every step of the way. They're typically in the room. We're typically, having that open dialogue with the customer back and forth and really come out of that meeting with a really good understanding, not only of the current state, but essentially what the future state would be for that customer. And so what you're seeing on the screen is, example of a current state, right? So this would be an example of customer XYZ with all of their current infrastructure. And then what I'll show you is, again, that 2-week time frame when we come back with the Visio document, this could show what a future state could look like, right? And this could be represented in phases as well, but it does inject that technology to help, enable those future initiatives and endeavors that the customer might have.
Very cool. So less than 1 hour, you could capture the entire IT environment, then return with these recommendations. You align technology to business initiatives and go on. So as you can see here, you're going through several layers of data center. You're talking critical applications. You're talking service infrastructure, networking, storage, converse on data protection, and more. And then you come around and you offer, the best solutions possible. Now, Geoff, you've worked with Ferdinand in the past, and we could talk about adding Sentinel value. Can you tell us what we offer in conjunction with Dell and how that could further benefit potential and current customers that we have?
Absolutely. So somebody like Ferdinand would come in. I've done quite a few of these. We talk about where the customer's at today and where they want to go. And then we talk about a phased approach. How are we going to get you there so that all your purchases you're going to be making today and in the future will line up with this plan? And then Sentinel will come in. We'll make sure the pricing's correct. We'll make sure services. We kind of wrap it all together. So Dell does a lot of the planning, and then Sentinel finishes the work with all the services implementation. We make sure we have a happy customer. We do all the testing, make sure there's replication, make sure there's cloud, make sure the backup and DR and all the pieces come together. And then in the end, you have a solid solution that you can depend on.
If you can unshare the screen for Ferdinand so we can see that. That's excellent. So you guys have performed these together in the past. So you sitting in the room and it's an open forum and bouncing ideas back and forth. So what specific services, like from the Sentinel, and I know we could talk about advisory, we could talk about, so what exactly ties into, I know it obviously varies by use case, but.
So typically we would do if we did a server consolidation, let's say somebody has a bunch of old computers and SANs and something like that, we would run a tool called Live Optics so we could understand exactly what the cluster is using. Then we'd work with Ferdinand and the team to put together a VxRail solution or maybe a server storage solution like a Unity or PowerStore, something like that. And then from there, we would work on the Sentinel implementation and the services. So in the end, customer would be happy with their solution. Everything would be tested and validated, and we'd do failover failover checking and everything. So this new solution works just as well as the old one with new features and functionality. We'll also sit down with the customer and show them all the new features, the latest VMware features, how all those things work. And so the customer's IT team is well aware of the new solution and how it works in their environment.
Beautiful. So you're always getting that advisory overlay and that Sentinel added value, and that once again reinstates why we are better together. Excellent solutions when we come together.
And Daniel, if I could add just one more thing, one of the things that this helps us to accomplish is making sure that we're hitting the customer's needs, right? Oftentimes when they implement something, it was implemented in the past, and maybe the vision was clear back then, but it gets a little fuzzy as time goes by. And oftentimes there are some pain points that get uncovered when we go through this exercise, and we make sure that with any future state, we're actually hitting on those pain points and solving for those in the future as well.
That's awesome.
No,
And
Ferdinand,
let's talk
that's a
about
great.
working together. Please chime in.
Oh yeah, sorry about that, Dan. Yeah, Ferdinand, that's a great point. It's something that we saw with the industry in general kind of change. We saw a lot of purchasing habits, say 10 plus years ago. It was driven around refresh cycles, right? There was different performance metrics that they were looking to hit. And then as of late, it's really been more about tying that to business outcomes. And I feel that tech profile and Dell and Sentinel together, utilizing that as a tool, is just one of the other ways that we do a great job together and ultimately address our customers' needs.
Excellent. And I think that covers everything that we'd like to talk about. I'd like to thank you all for coming on the Insight podcast today and sharing with our viewers this insightful information. As always, I am your host, Daniel Altaher. Thank you so much, Dell Technologies, Ferdinand and Linda for joining us, and Sentinel's team, Geoff and John. We appreciate your time, and we'll see you next time.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.